Well, Mama V, you're here. Good morning. I hope you had a good night's sleep.
Been here.
Yeah, and today is the birthday of one of our own,
Justice Baidu is your birthday today.
And Denicia too. Denicia.
Yeah, so happy birthday.
Yeah, to all of you.
When all of this passes, oh my God. And also one of our sound guys, Gregory Ajimai. It's your birthday as well. Yeah, Greg. Yeah. Enjoy your birthday.
Yeah.
This one too will pass and we will have a party. But we hope you're well. It's the 5th of May. 2020. Children get confused as they're home. Sometimes I get the question, Mommy, so what is today? Like, is it a Sunday or is it a Monday? Do you get that, Roland? Okay, your kids are much older.
Yeah,
so they don't get confused by things like that.
Not
it's
at all.
Very confusing period for even the younger kids.
Definitely.
But we will survive this one too.
Definitely. Well, we have to get into the newspapers.
Absolutely. I've got the Daily Graphic. I'll do the Times, the Finder, and the Daily Statesman. So let's start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper. Here's what's on the front page. Power bill relief takes effect. Exercise to cost government $1 billion Ghana cedis. There's the CEO of the ECG, Kwame Ajimai Budu. And if you check Facebook, sometimes people will post as the reliefs that they get when they go and buy electricity. Some of us are not enjoying it yet, but there are people who are showing evidence of the fact that they're getting those reliefs that was promised. Except that some people feel, maybe I should have spent a lot more electricity in March, then I'll get something really significant in the next 3 months. Yeah. I've seen 100, I think I've seen 65. Yeah, so people are enjoying it. Also, Fidelity Bank supports infectious disease facility with $1 million Ghana cedis. Medet pensioner was biochemist Edward Corte Papafio. And this is also one of the things coming out from that briefing by the police CID yesterday. 2 fetish priests at the center of this bizarre incident. We will be filling you in on some of the things, but we had one of our cameramen check out the place where they operate and some of the things. You won't believe it. Sometimes you think a fetish priest fetched water in a basket and it wasn't just leaking, so the basket could hold the water. If you see the pictures, Roland, they put rubber and things inside the basket to secure it before they pour the water in. You think it's magic? It's not.
No, but then they are not really fetish, because I've seen some magic being done before.
Yes. Okay, well, you can go to the Adom website, by the way, and check out some of the pictures. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring you some of the things that they discovered. Oh my God. And to think that some of them say they can double your figures for you. They can't even double them.
Very interesting.
And, yeah. So don't fall for some of these things. 7 Burkinabe, 1 Ivorian illegal immigrants arrested. That story is also in the paper today. In the center spread, President Akufo-Addo remains focused on containing COVID-19, according to the Vice President. World Press Freedom Day marked. Cargo congestion at Tema Port reduces. That's how the center spread looks like, with those stories in there. On the back page, 4 new interchange for Kumasi feasibility studies completed. Minister inspects water services in Choko. We'll turn attention to the Ghanaian Times now. On the front page, traditional council places ban on drumming, noise making, May 11. On COVID-19, government shows leadership in managing economy, according to the Vice President. Confirmed COVID-19 cases jumped to 2,719. 294 recover, 18 die. Mandatory mask wearing starts tomorrow in Accra to curb spread of COVID-19. There's a picture of Ishmael Ashite, the Greater Accra Regional Minister. All right, on the back page of the paper, Kasina Nankana Group supports communities against COVID-19. Government starts supplying free water to Choko. Choko is very famous this morning. The Finder, front page of the Finder, NPP is better than NDC in managing crisis, according to the Vice President, Dr. Baumia. All 7 COVID-19 patients at Kolebu recover and discharged. Ghana's confirmed COVID-19 cases hit 2,719 with 294 recoveries. Sukriza makes 3 COVID-19 donations worth 45,000 Ghana cedis. I'm not sure I got the name entirely correct. Please forgive me if I didn't. The Daily Statesman front page. That's the last paper for me. Keeping faith with the people. 10 youth sports resource centers ready soon. Stop embarrassing yourself. Baumia Jabs Mahama over ununiform statements on economy. And 30 million lose jobs in America. There's a picture of the American presidents with this headline on the front page of the Daily Statesman. That's it. Okay. Coronavirus pandemic on the back page. Hard to see fans returning to football soon. That's according to the FA chair. You know, in England, there's a June 8th date that's been set for a possible resumption. But there are 20, at least doctors of some of the clubs, 20 of the clubs who've got issues that, well, I guess we will see being addressed. But Benedict will be here with details of all those conversations. Roland? Well,
we also do know that the German league is expected to bounce back earlier than the English one, so we'll see how it goes. And it looks like so far everything should be in good stead for at least those who love football to be able to get something out of the sport that they love, but even for the bettors. All right, so we have to move on. Let's go to the Daily Guide newspaper. Has on the front page, human blood in gallons. Killer fetish priests confess. You see them, they have a drawing of a spider on their wall. Yeah. Okay. Tobinco COVID-19 drag out by June. Nana Amotobin, the first executive chair of the Tobinco group of companies, is pictured beside that headline on the front page of the Daily Guide. We also do have, even Doomso, you couldn't manage. Baumia Jobs Mahama, COVID-19, now 2,719, and sandwiched between those two headlines is a picture of the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Baumia. Let's go to the back page. It has a picture of a player who has a Ghanaian parentage, but it's headline, I have sex 7 times a week, Inaki Williams admits, and it's in perspective. So in order for us, before I bring you, let me tell you the other stories that are there. We have multipurpose youth centers, 80% completed. Sylvester Mensah Tete, who is the CEO for the National Youth Authority, is there. MPC president calls for government support, and the MPC is the National Paralympic Committee. Internationally, is still also on edge because of the crisis. Don't know whether you know, they'll have their gains, because Tokyo, Japan, you know, there was some consensus that should be called up, and many of them still don't have a heads up on what the latest will be on this. But I have begged for money on streets, and former Manchester United defender who also played for Inter Milan as well. We have Patrice Evra, the French player. All right, and this story about have sex 7 times a week, it's also, if I have to put in perspective, it says the 25-year-old with Ghanaian parents says that his sexual activity has increased because of lockdown. So he told a YouTube channel, I already said it's on a program that I dumped 4 powders, had sex 4 times per week, but now I will tell you that it is 7 out of 7 times a week. So each day of the week, he's on the wrong paging. Let's go to the Daily Dispatch newspaper. Daily Dispatch has on the front page the latest as to what's happening within the camp of the MPP. As they have their parliamentary primaries coming up. You know, it was slated to have been convened in April. Just didn't happen. because of coronavirus lockdown related issues. And then we have the headline on the front page of the Daily Dispatch captured as MPP's parliamentary primaries. Amwakoto 4, that will be Dr. Amwakoto 4, warning MPP about protecting MPs. John Bwedu, who is the General Secretary of the party, is also pictured there. We're talking about the Daily Dispatch newspaper. This is how it looks like. We'll try and get it on your screens. Yeah, we've gotten it right. And it's all about internal party wranglings. They usually face this a lot more when they are in power. The parties, both MPP and DC, they face it. Yeah, so we have 2,719 confirmed cases. All the latest update here for you. 18 deaths so far, 294 recoveries. And Greater Accra is leading the race as expected, 2,332. Ashanti follows with 124. The Eastern Region, 94. We have Central Region, 38. Volta, 30. Oti, 23. Western Region, 21. Upper West Region, 19. Upper East Region, 19. Northern Region, 13. Western North Region, 4. I think there's a region that's not, that should be Bono. And the Bono, all the Bono regions, yeah. Aren't we doing contact tracing there? Wow, escape so far. That's a good one. Okay, so we also do have in tomorrow's dispatch what you should expect, how Ghana can vote in this COVID era. Yeah, they're going to provide us with data and science, facts, how we can vote. And I think we could easily do it. I mean, if we wanted to, we can sit home and vote. But you know, the parties will accuse each other of manipulation. Somebody hacking into the system and manipulating the results. So it's never gonna happen. At least I know in my generation. I'm sure in my generation it's not gonna happen. Oh, yeah. I have more decades to live, so maybe it will happen. If we have my contemporary being the president, I think that will help. Okay, so we have 15% pay rise hit civil servant accounts. It's a good one. Amid COVID, you are getting 15% pay rise. Charlie, what more do you want? And it says civil servants have been smiling to the bank as their salaries have seen a 15% pay rise from the month of March. Now, the pay rise was agreed far back as August 2016 and effected in March 2020, as a result bringing some relief to civil servants in such difficult times. Wow. So the imposition of restrictions, blah, 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 continues. And the pay rise came into effect after the Ministry of Finance directed the Controller and Accountant General that, look, from March, pay them 15%.
This is interesting. Because, you know, I spoke to at least 2 of the top hotels in the country, and one is completely shut. They are not even doing restaurant services. And the other, well, they're considering, because they're using their bigger facility with air conditioners and everything on, so they're paying high electricity. But the one that's completely shut, this is it. They haven't sacked workers, but they're paying them, they've slashed the salary, and workers are not happy. And I've just been thinking, you know, yesterday we started this conversation about some people who have lost their jobs, people haven't been paid. And I was thinking, you know, elsewhere, I have a friend in the UK who was also faced with the option of
Cats?
Lose job. Exactly. So he has a cat, but he's super excited because he still has a job, because there are others who totally lost their jobs. And I was thinking that, you know, we have to be considerate if the hotel is completely shut and not operating, which means you're home and you're not going to work, and they can afford to pay you half your salary for a while. I think you should, you know, you should thank God. I mean, it's not a perfect situation. We're not like those civil servants who have an increase, an increment, not because it was arrived yesterday, but this was way back, except that it took effect in March. You should be grateful, really. I was just thinking, it's really hard. Listen, there are a lot of stories underneath that, people are simply not sharing. But there are people really struggling in these times.
I think we can find some time if we can do 50 minutes of just open conversations with our viewers. Just open the phone lines for them to tell us their stories about their work. Just as part of the series we're doing, how coronavirus now is going to affect the working environment. Because I think that there are two parts to it. The ones that genuinely have been affected by coronavirus based on the sector in which they operate, and so the shareholders have no option than to rationalize or cut down staff because of its incremental effect, net effect on the wage bill. And then two, the ones that shareholders and management will take a decision because it is the best thing to do for the business. Because at the end of the day, you need a return on your investment. And if COVID is coming in and to the advantage of the business, you can cut down on costs of operations. It's a decision you have to take. You look at the humanitarian side and the business side. And I know many people will not agree, but people are in business or have set up business because they want to make some returns on investment. At the end of the day, when they make more money, they tend to reinvest it into other areas or say business line in the country or wherever they operate.
Charlie, it's not easy.
Yeah,
today you have a
definitely.
job, tomorrow you don't, and you have a family, you've got mouths to feed. And I tell you, the kids are home. Hey, by the way the food is running, the snacks, you know, like the fridge is there, they just go and open and ask and when and take whatever.
Mama V, just think about those even who don't have fridges.
Yeah.
And so it means that once you don't have a fridge, it means that you don't have maybe a fan, or you just have a fan, you know.
Yeah.
So you can think about
these are very hard times.
Yeah, very difficult. That is why when you have some, you need to extend to others.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And you know, when we were sharing food, remember when we were extending that hand to people who simply couldn't afford? I was thinking to myself, there are people who are living in a gated house, in a place where you're not thinking somebody's hungry, but they absolutely have nothing, but they can't go out there and go and queue and say they are looking for food. There are people who are really struggling. So I agree with you. We should sometime talk about our issues. Just activate the phone line so people can join us. We have about 10 minutes, right?
Yes, we do.
We can... Okay.
I think 8 minutes, actually.
Okay. So any story that you want to highlight more before we do myjoyonline.com? I don't know. I'm just drawn to this fetish priest story. And when we do myjoyonline.com, we'll bring you a lot more on that. Yeah. And
I just wanted to talk about the MPP's parliamentary primaries. We're expecting it, and about how it looks like certain individuals are being protected, whether covertly or overtly by individuals, strong bigwigs. And it doesn't happen only in the MPP. We see it too when the NDC is in power. And we have to live true to our tenets of democracy. Look, if somebody wants to contest, yes, the person should contest. I believe that first-time MPs at least need to be protected by the parties. That is my position.
Well,
it's not democratic.
One breath you're talking about democracy, another breath you're talking about protection.
Yes. So
which is which?
I'm saying that democracy needs to thrive in the parties. But I believe that the parties need to work around at the background to protect first-time MPs. Because we've been in this country, we've seen individuals who have been very good at what they do, helping grow our democracy. At the end of the day, the party sometimes just doesn't protect them enough. And
so why are you making this call? There are some very vibrant first-timers that you think are going to fall?
No, I don't have. I'm talking about based on precedent, what has happened in the past. Yes, and not that we have vibrant, because all MPs, at least those at the front line, should be vibrant. Those who communicate for their parties, communicate for their constituencies, and do the work of parliament that we all do know are very good at what they do. It's because they've learned the ropes. Now, sometimes I feel quite bad that for a first-timer who has just learned the rope is very good at, or getting good at what that person, he or she is doing.
That person is voted out.
Yeah, and
well,
the
I always remember Mr. George Lowe.
Yeah.
Very fantastic guy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, definitely. You see?
I get it. I feel you. But it's just what it is.
Yeah, democracy.
And I'm sure are you driving towards Ashanti region somewhere, a place near the Confanochi Teaching Hospital? Okay, let's do mychoonline.com. We're not mentioning names here.
Bad,
we haven't had nothing.